Good morning, welcome to my channel, Stitchy Time with Tish. My name's Tish. Today is Monday the 14th of July 2025. Today I have a start and a finish, or it's a start and a finish, but I don't have it with me because I sent it last week to a little boy who was 3 last week. So I'll have to put a picture of him in of what it was. It was from Cross Stitch Crazy. It was a construction thing, and I did a little digger for him. I've also got whips, not many, and I have a few charts that I bought and some plans. Okay, so as I said, I start and I finish on a project, but I sent it away. I'll put a picture up what I sent, but yeah, that's it, that's all I had. But so anyway, so I'm going to move on to whips. We've now hatched our dragon in Myth. I'll put a picture of the dragon that we have hatched and the name, because I think it's called, we've named him Drakia, I think. I'll put the name and the picture of it and the meaning of what it is, which I think is quite beneficial to us. Anyway, so I will put him in the name of it, and we're currently training him now, so hopefully we'll have him, fingers crossed, fully trained by the time we battle on the 25th of July. It costs 20,000 stitches to fully train him, and I think we're about 7,000 stitches in at the moment. We just finished, I think it was round 13, and we've helped some of the clans with stitching for their dragons, you know, like helping to hatch their dragons, and some stitchy ingredients. Anyway, so I'm going to show you my whips. My first whip, like I said, I left Daily 30. I am no longer in that group now, so the only groups I'm in is the Whip Warriors. So I'm still doing the Strident Sale, the Beat the Modem, which I took part in, the Project Focus, categories. I'm in the monthly magazine challenge, which is run by Bird's Eye Stitches Robin and Seasook Stitch Caroline, sorry. And I have to say, I've actually completed all the monthly magazine challenge for this month, for July, and it was sorry, my voice is going. The theme for it was Bundle Up, and the acoustic was Woolies. So for the theme, I went with Let It Snow, and for the acoustic, for W, I did Winnie the Pooh. For both O's, I used a Dinosaur Fun because I have 2 orange dinosaurs in there. For L, for the letter L, I went with Live, Love, Laugh. And for the letter I went with Let It Snow for the word it. For the letter E, I used Colourful Bookmark by Joan Elliott. And for the letter S, I went with Halloween Storybook 2021. So that's all for that, and I've actually finished it yesterday. And so that was the ones there. So the word game finishes today, so I still got to kick my butt on that and get that done. I still got 1,500 to stitch. I doubt I'll get it done, but we'll see how I get on. And then I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the categories. I'm trying to get all the challenges done before the July 25th so I can concentrate on this. So first up then, I did Blackwork Sale 2023 for the Strident sale. I only did the Blackwork Sale 2023. I got myself in a slump and I only did the one. I normally do all the Blackwork sales for the Strident sale, but I didn't feel like it. I don't know whether it was because it was the weather and it's just been really muggy and hot, but I didn't feel like doing anything, and I couldn't do it. It just played on me, so I didn't do anything. I only did the one. So this is what it will. Sorry, my husband's got 3 new screens and my camera's stuck on the first one, and it's very weird. So I'm trying to find out the best place to start. There you go. So that's what it will look like when it's finished. I've done January's and I'm now on February's, and I've done square 7. I've completed square 7, and this is where I'll make sure I've got it the right way up. No, I lie, I've done square 8 as well. I just didn't mark it off on my chart. And that, make sure I've got it, yeah, I've got it the right way around. And that is what I've got done. And I actually did the wrong colours here. Whereas you see here, this one here should have been a different colour, but I did it in the same colour as these. Well, it's for me anyway, so it doesn't matter really. I do it however I please, I suppose, but that's what I got done. And that's it. So that's that one done, and I did that for the Strident sale. Right, then I worked on 4 seasons, and I started on autumn on the same piece of fabric that I did spring, and I used it in the prompt 7 for seasons. And as I said, I'm doing it on the same one. There's spring, and then I started underneath, and I started in the corner there, and that's what I've done. As you can see, I've still got autumn underneath the word autumn, but I'm picking that because I'm doing it all in variegated, as you can see. So I've got to take all that out, and also I started in the wrong place, so I've got to unpick all of that anyway and move it over. But that is what I've done so far. So, and it will be coming out again for seasons again, because I'm using it for the letter A's, because the letters for categories this month is A and W, so I'm using it for the letter A for seasons. Right, so then I did the digger for in vehicle for letter D for last month for June, because the letters were D, E and Z, so I did digger. But unfortunately, like I said, I haven't got it. So, and I finished it, so I will put a picture in. And then for the last day of the month, I worked on Mindfulness Mandela, and I used it for the letter M in monthly magazine challenge. The digger, I used that in prompt 6 for travel. And I think it was just the letter M in, let me have a look, I can't remember the acoustic, the thing I used for it was, the letter E. That's what I used it for, the letter E. I don't know why I put letter in there for. Yeah, so again, I will put pictures in of what they looked like before, because I forgot to mention it on the other two ones that I showed. I will put pictures in of what they looked like before, and that. So, and this is where I'm up to. I've almost finished it, the part 1. I've just got the little petals here left to do, and then the back stitch, and that's that part 1 complete, and then I can move on to part 2. But that is what I've got done so far. And that's it. So now I move on to July's section, and I did, and then I moved on to, and then this is where I started monthly magazines challenge and this month's categories, which are letters A and W. So I started on Halloween as Storybook by Stitch Normani. I will put pictures in, as I said, of what it will look like and where I was before. I used it in the letter S in the S in Woolies. And this is what I've got done. I finished the Beetlejuice, then I did the Raven, the Dracula, Haunted Mansion and the mask. Now, when she had the mask done, she had it in green and white. And I didn't like it, or it didn't make sense to me. And now, when I think of the mask, I don't know if any of you do. I mean, I was thinking more of, if you've ever seen it, the mask, the comedian Jim Carrey, when he did the mask, when every time he put it on, he had a really green face. Now that's what I thought of, so I changed mine to fully green, because that's what I thought of as the mask. I don't know, so that's what I did anyway. So I changed mine to the mask. So, and that's what I've done so far. And that's what I've got done. And then I moved on to The Colourful Bookmark by Joan Elliott, and that was used in the letter E in the monthly magazine for the Woolies, for the letter L, E, sorry, and I've read it the right way around. This is what I've got done so far. So, oh, dropped it, sorry. So this is what I've got done so far. All the colourful. I'm working along and down as far as I can go. Each block. It's actually quite colourful. But that's what I've got done so far. I'm making these for teacher presents for when my son leaves next year, because he's having the same teachers. So there's no point me changing it. Right, so I did that. And then I worked on Winnie the Pooh by Disney. I got this kit, it was a nursery set kit, and I got it from either Aldi or WH Smith. They were doing them at the time, but it was quite a few years ago. So obviously I don't think we can get them now. I used them in the categories. I used them in prompt 1, which was plant or animals. So I used it for wildflowers. You'll see it when I put the picture up. There's some flowers around them. And I used it in prompt 12 for pattern title for Winnie the Pooh. I also used it in monthly magazine for the letter W as well. And this is what I've done. As you can see, I've been working on the bear, so he's now looking much better than he did before. Much better. His legs don't look so funny anymore now. It looks normal. So that's what I've got done. I did all of that. Last time you saw it was just his legs. And then I've done all up there and all down there. And that's what I had done. That's what I got done so far. Right, then next I worked on Fantasy Cell, and I did this for Project Focus and Beat the Modem, and I think I did like 1,700 and something stitches. Then the word game started, and then the Tour de France started as well. So I used this twice in Tour de France as well. And I haven't got not much left to do now. And this is what I'll show you what it was looked like before, and then this is what I've got done. Oops, sorry. I finished off the butterfly. I think you already saw that I did the butterfly. I finished off the rose. I did this snowflake, I think, and then I did this butterfly, and I think I did this. I think this was already here, and now I'm working on this section. And then I finished off this border, and then I'm starting to work across this border now as well. So now all I've got left to do is finish off these border bits here, this border, and then the back stitch in this, and I have finished. So I reckon one more project focus and it will be done. And I used that in categories prompt 10 for wizard, because there's obviously a wizard in that as well. So the next I did live, laugh, love, and I used then the word game started as well. So I did 300 in word game with it, and then I used, right, so let me say the Tour de France, as I said, started. So the day 1 I did 185 stitches, day 2 I did 209 stitches, and then day 3 I did 178 stitches with Live, Love, Life. And this is what I've done so far. So I've almost finished the word live, and then I can move down and start on the word love. Laugh, not love, love. And that's what I got done so far. And I used that in monthly magazine for the letter L, and that was it. That's where I used it, as well as the word game for 300. So that's that. And then and I used it in I've been using it in quests on the One Ring to Destroy for Lord of Rings, and I'm also stitching in the Harry Potter, not a Harry Potter group, the Reading Stitchy Quest group, I think it's called. have to post the links for those groups. At the moment though, we're doing Harry Potter. There are other books that we've got as well, but at the moment we're stitching for Harry Potter, and I've almost finished chapter 2. I'm on page 13 to 14, and I'm stitching like 776 stitches. Forgetting where I am. And I've done, and I use them in the like 250 stitches each, and so I had to, and I did on Avengers. So then the next one was the Avengers, so I had to pick on a project that was, I can't remember, bloody blah, so I picked Avengers. And this, otherwise I had penalty, but I don't know, it was something or other. So then I worked on Avengers, and again I used this in the word game. I did 173 stitches for Tour de France, and then this is where I'm at with it. And I've actually got a good progress on it because I've been working on Iron Man down here, and plus I used it for pattern title in categories on prompt 11 for Awesome Pattern Studio. Yep, and that's where I got to. So I've made quite a bit of progress with that one. And then the next one, I've only got 2 more projects to show, so it's quite a quick one, this one. I worked on Dinosaur Fun. And this is what it will look like when it's finished. It's by Buffy Threads. And I'm up right near the end here. I've just finished this dinosaur. And that's what I've done so far. This is what I've done. So actually you can see it, I'm not that far away. So what I've got left to do is the flying dinosaur in the corner there and the grass. And then all the back stitch. That's how far I've got done, that's how much I've got to do. So, and then this one will be finished. I used here, this one, on the 2 letters, the letter O's in the monthly magazine. I used it in the word game. I used it in where else did I use it? Oh yeah, I used it in the Tour de France. So I did on day 10 I did 33, day 11 I did 201, day 12 194, and day 13 174. I haven't done today's yet, so I will do it this morning. But I did it for prompt, what was prompt? Hang on, the prompt 8, favourite things and walking. That's what I used it for, because I love walking, and I used it for W. And that's what I did. And they're obviously walking through the jungle. So that was that one. And then last but not least, I have Let It Snow by Stitch Normally, and I used that for the letter I in Woolies. Now this is the one that I made a mistake on, and I restitched it again. And obviously I made a mistake on Saturday night because I fell asleep. Well, no, it was my son decided to stay up till late, and I told him it was bedtime, and I was still stitching up, waiting for him to go to bed, and I gave up. And at 1:30 I realised I'd made a mistake in the morning, and I was looking at it and I thought, I'm tired, so I made a mistake. And so I decided to put it down and sort it out when I wake up later in the morning. And I left him to put himself to bed in the end. And then yesterday I resorted it. And then this is what I've got. I had to unpick the letter E and T, because what happened was I forgot about the little blue line that goes around the letter E, around the letter L, and so I had the letter E one stitch over, so I had to unpick it all and move it over one, so I had to restitch it all. But now it's all in one in its place. It can be easily stitched again. So I'm back to where I am. So it's looking cool now. And that's where I'm at. So now, that's all my whips. So I'm all done. And that's it. So now, I've got a few purchases. Well, my first purchase was, I did have this last time but I forgot to show it. I bought from Caterpillar Cross Stitch their new sow. I think it's called Ghostly Sow or something. I'll put in a picture of what it is, but it also had a magnet needle minder, sorry, and it's this, and it stops not focusing. It's a cauldron. It's really cute. So I've got that, and then I bought these charts off of my friend Vicky, the one that is the leader of Vampire Clan in Myth, and these came the other day. These are the Fabulous House series from Cottage Guard samplings, and we've got first one, Santa's House, Castle, Greenhouse, that's not focusing, Cottage, Hobbit House, that's my favourite, that one, Tree House, I like that one too, House Barn, Lighthouse, I like that one too, Floating House, Fairy House, oh, sorry, I'm dropping them, Haunted House, Log Cabin, and then there's a bonus one of Tudor Style House. So those are cool, and that's what I've got. Now my plans are to finish off my categories, carry on with Tour de France. It finishes on the 27th of July, but I'm also starting with Vicky and Celeste, the T-Rex, I don't know if you can see that, can you see that now? The the T-Rex from Silver Creek Samplers. Me and Vicky are doing it for Myth. We had a when we did the Jurassic Park one, we had a lot of people commenting about it in our myth Discord group about the dinosaurs. So we're now starting the T-Rex one, and we're doing it for myth stitching. So we're starting that on the 25th of July. And Celeste says she's got it, so she's going to start it with us. So yeah, that's our 25th of July stitching. So my other plans are, as I said, I'm carrying on with categories. I want to get it all done before the 25th of July. I know Strident sale will be going on, but I'll be fitting that in around my myth stitching, so I'll just, they're easy to do, they're just back stitching, so I'll just squeeze them in wherever I am stitching, so to speak. So I'm going to get all my challenges out of the way, and then carry on with whatever else I'm doing, and that's it. I haven't been doing much catching up on FlossTube. I haven't been well either. I've had really bad migraines for the last few weeks, where I've had a couple of days where I've not been stitching. The heat has been getting really bad. My feet have been swelling. I've been having really bad migraines. I've actually been laying in the bedroom under the fan to try and cool down because it's been really hot. And my husband's not been well either, bless him. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, that's enough from me. There's nothing else. I've been listening to books anyway, but that's about it. But there's nothing else from me now. I shall see you next time. Speak to you later. Bye.